Somebody broke into my house.
Did they kick the door in? How did he get the door open? Do you know?
I don't know.
One woman's harrowing run-in not too long ago, not with a burglar, but what turned out to be a J.P. Morgan henchman sent to change her locks.
Trying to educate the American people on what the truth is. It really is not what we're told by the court system or by the government. A lot of backdoor dealings that our government has done, how we went from a government to a corporation to a foreign government within our own system. I have a research team from all over the United States that we work with. And we pulled up a lot of congressional records of the corporation of the United States. People are saying, well, Obama is a foreigner. He can't be president. Yes, he can, because we don't have American people running our offices. That 14th Amendment plays a very vital role on these people holding office. That's how they hold office, and this is why it's never discussed. Because if the information really got out that these people have to hold a 14th Amendment standing in order to hold public office, then they wouldn't have any public office. That changes this over. We're not part of the United States. We're not even a state. Well, if you're not part of the United States and you're not a state, then that means you're a corporation under your own Act of 1871. So now you have dissolved our government. Well, we're also going to get into detail of the bankruptcy of 1933, of how the Federal Reserve note is not real money through congressional records. This was not done by the people. This was done by congressmen behind closed doors. What they did is they set up our currency to fall in this country and had another currency, a corporation currency. And they created the Federal Reserve Act of 1913. They created a corporate money value, setting this country up to give up its own currency. People really understood that there was no money, all we had to do was sign. See, that was the problem here. But see, now the system turned around and used that against us. They used it against us. They turn around and they're selling it. And they're embezzling, and they're extorting us. This now comes into war crimes. This comes into crimes against peace and crimes against humanity on our side of the fence. And we're going to get into the corporate status of how they defined a corporation as a person and how they're misusing this in the court system against the American people, how they are bringing this in as a corporation when they use the word person. Because see, this is one thing. I do not know how to defend myself. I don't know the first thing on defending myself in a courtroom, because defending yourself means that you go along and you're trying to cover up their corruption to railroad you. And learning the law, learning how to do the research, and seeing all this other stuff come in around has made me dig in my heels on this stuff, that we got to get this out. We've got to get it exposed, because what is happening here in this country is not a fantasy, it's reality. But see, the American people have been dormant. We have been put into a position to where it is dumbed down on our side of the fence, but we have come complacent. We accept war crimes in this country. We accept civil rights violations in this country because, well, it's only been happening since what, 1800, 1700s? We've got 300 years here. So what, it's standing operating procedure. My job, your job, is to point out their flaws and their defects. Our job is to come in and know their job and show what they did wrong, how they did it wrong, and where they did it wrong. This is the type of corruption that we're dealing with the courts, the grand juries, and the prosecution, and the police department. This is what the people are facing. And people need to wake up. This is the reality of this country, of all this. What happened in Germany in 1946 during that Nuremberg trial, because there were two Nuremberg trials, one against the military and one against the civilians. The ones against the civilians was the fact of war crimes, of humanity and human rights violations and crimes against peace. Because they drugged the people in and they stripped them. They stripped them of their teeth, they stripped them of all their property. That's what they're doing with us. But when they signed this over under that birth certificate and they signed that for us, for that collateral, They're now embezzling out of our account. They're not discharging anything on this. They're not doing anything to discharge it. And they're dragging us in. They really don't need us. All they got to do is go steal, but they're not happy with that. They want flesh, and they want our pound off of us. And that's where the problem's coming in. Dwight and I were both veterans. We were both in the military. My son was in the military. He was over in Iraq. He was there for 5 years. You don't send us overseas to go give a country a constitution and sit down and say, if you have a constitution, your government won't be corrupt. We got a constitution in this country. It don't mean squat. This isn't the government. We are the government. We are the government. These people are employees. And if there's any doubt in your mind, let's go down to the election board and let's see who applied for the job and who put him in office. We have a labor management dispute. We're management, they're labor. I worked under the philosophy, everybody has a piece of this puzzle. Everybody has a chunk, and we got to start putting the puzzle together. We got to start putting the pieces together.